Welcome. At this time, I'd ask members of our choir to please come forward for the singing of the national anthem. If everybody would please rise and face the flag. Gentlemen, if you'd please remove your caps.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lewis. Good. Yep. Good afternoon. Welcome to the 102nd commencement ceremony of Wauconda High School. On behalf of the Board of Education, the staff, and the administration of Wauconda High School, I would like to welcome you to this ceremony. Before we begin, I would like to outline for everyone certain expectations that will apply to today's ceremony. We expect that everyone here will demonstrate the following behaviors during this ceremony. Please withhold your applause and cheers during the reading of graduates' names. We want everyone to hear each of the names as it's read. You will get your chance to cheer once all the names have been read. Please remain seated until the graduates have exited at the end of the program. We ask that you do not leave your seats to take pictures at the stage. This blocks the view of others. A professional photographer is here for that purpose. Please avoid creating distractions during the ceremony. This is a solemn occasion. Distractions are not appropriate for these proceedings. We appreciate your cooperation in honoring our expectations and behaviors so that the dignity of this ceremony may be maintained. As always, I'm very excited to present this year's class of students to the Board of Education. The class of 2018 has seen much success during their years at Wauconda High School. They entered as nervous freshmen, and today they leave us as confident, well-adjusted young men and women with the tools that they will need to face the next challenges in their lives. It has been an honor to serve as their principal, and I look forward to having them visit their alma mater and tell us their stories of great achievements. Graduates, good luck to you in your future endeavors. We will now continue with the program. There will be no introduction of speakers. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates. As we walk across the stage and are handed our diploma, I know all of us are experiencing varying degrees of emotions. Maybe it hasn't hit you that high school is finally over, or maybe you're just extremely excited to be done with school. But despite realizing or not realizing our high school career has come to a close, today is a day to look back on everything high school has taught us. However, it is also a day to look towards the future and the new adventures we will embark on. The Greek god Janus is associated with doors, doorways, ending, and time. He has two faces, one looking forward and one looking back. Typically, on days associated with the part of our lives coming to an end, we either look to the future, giving advice and inspiration for people to take with them as they enter the next step of our lives, or we look to the past to remember and to cherish the memories. I think Janus had the right idea in doing both. I assume everyone is familiar with the expression, every time a door closes, another one opens. Graduating high school has really shown me the truth to this expression. When a part of our lives is over, we don't just stop. We move on to the next part of our lives. For example, a doorway needs a key for you to enter it. You start your life with one key for the door to the beginning of it all, and you end your life with thousands of keys. One for every obstacle you have faced, one for every promotion or graduation under your belt, one for every first kiss or first day of school, and by the end of it all, you have a brilliant collection of reminders for everything you've accomplished. Even when you close the door behind you, you are still left with a part of it, the key. Just because high school is over doesn't mean you should only look back on it or we should simply erase it from our memory. Today, we simply add another key, one for our future opportunities, but one for all of you, one for the memories we have created together and the laughs we have shared. Some of the teachers may agree with me when I say our class was a lot to handle, but I think that's why many of us have enjoyed high school so much. We weren't afraid to be ourselves or to challenge the status quo. At the end of these 4 years, we have so many memories, like our first ever Man Palms performance, getting disqualified for throwing fake money in the air. Or our last ever Man Palms performance, getting disqualified again for for a few surprises in our routine. I hope that you take these memories with you in our slight trait of rebellion as you embark on the rest of our lives, wherever you go and whatever you do. Always look to the future, to your dreams that you can accomplish, or to the places you will go, but also look back on this, to the people in this room and to the teachers and staff that, with their patience and intelligence, have guided us to this point. Because even though we may never be students at Wauconda High School again, part of us will always be Bulldogs. I wish you all good luck in the future, and I thank you for the past 4 years. Congratulations, class of 2018. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and the Wauconda High School class of 2018. I'm honored to speak today as a representative of my class. I come today with the perspective of where we stand as graduating seniors. After some research, I found out more about the Roman god Janus and believe it to suit our occasion today. The Roman god Janus of transitions, when beginnings and the myth of Janus has led me deep into thought. Sorry, a lot to take in today. The Roman god Janus was a complex individual. He is known for being the gatekeeper of new beginnings, transitions, and ends. The Roman armies would pass under bridge shrines to Janus to be granted safe passages on their travels. Janus had a unique appearance that many did not know about. He had two faces. He had a head, my apologies. He had a head with two faces. The first face looks onward towards the future and new beginnings, while the second face looks back towards the past. We stand before our friends, family, and teachers right now at a pivotal moment in our lives. This is a time of achievement for past works that have brought us to this moment, and now we stand at a crossroads for our future. One may lead to college, another into the workforce, and one yet unknown. Each of us has faced obstacles to get to this point in our lives, yet here we sit. Whether we choose to go to college and further our educations, or do something else with our lives, graduation is a tremendous feat. The work we have put in during school hours and the numerous late nights spent staying up doing homework and projects have paid off finally. We're graduating, and all of us have laid the very important groundwork for any of our goals and aspirations. When I think about the future, it truly intimidates me. At times, it leads me to think about Janus and the faces looking forward towards the future and towards the past. Although Janus looks onward towards the future, and the past at the same time, I believe Janice is essentially missing a face. I believe that Janice is missing the face that examines the present. The present would not only look at ourselves and the decisions we make every day, but look inwards in our morals and values. Whether you're someone who is focused on academics and put your energy into other efforts, each of us have the opportunity to make choices every day that shape our lives. Most of us have made a decision that we may regret, but we all have grown after these decisions and really can make our lives what we want to make it. We've grown after these 4 years of school, and it's really hard to think about how much we have really learned. All of us make goals for the future in the present day. Malcolm X once said that education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. I believe this to be true. Our education has prepared us and allowed us to further our knowledge and explore, but those who take action today will truly be successful. Although many of us may dread being in class at 7:20 in the morning these last 4 years, all of us have accomplished so much more than we can imagine. The decisions you made last week, yesterday, and the days to come will shape your future. If you have a goal for the future, you must make that decision today, constantly make an effort to achieve that goal. If you make a decision that is less than what you expect of yourselves, you should accept the consequences that follow and face those things. Sorry, a lot of people here. Not a real good public speaker. All right. But anyway, I leave you with, don't make decisions based off of what other people say. Make your own choices. Be innovative. The greatest innovators did not come because they were revolutionary, the greatest innovators did not come because they followed the status quo, it's because they stood out and made a difference. A difference that will make a difference in all of your lives and our lives. The future is up to you and only you. Janice will not be there to show you what to do and to help you learn from your mistakes. That is for each and every one of you to determine. Congratulations, class of 2018, and I wish you the best of luck on all of your endeavors.
There is a lot of people. Wow. The last time I was up here was 4 years ago when I was in middle school. Now that I'm up here once again, I can confirm that picturing everybody naked doesn't help at all. Graduates, some of you may not know me, but my name is Jubal, and we went to high school together. Today is an exciting day because it is our final day of high school, and we step forward into the future. Growing up as a teen, things can be scary, and the world is filled with dangers, like Ebola, yodeling kids at Walmart, and closing your eyes after you shut your alarm off. And despite all the odds, we made it this far, so I wanted a big round of applause for our class. When we came to the school as freshmen, it was a huge mess. The school was massive, and it all took us a while to get used to it. Different colored staircases, separate wings for different classes, etc. The school might as well have been Hogwarts. Coming from Wauconda and Matthews Middle School allowed us to make new friends and make new experiences. Freshman year was the first football game, the first class, the first girlfriend, the second girlfriend, the third girlfriend. The realizing that you were the problem. But one of the most memorable things during freshman year was the Friday night football games. Seeing the student body come together to cheer on their fellow Bulldogs was a real sight to see. The pep rallies, Spirit Week, and the sports just made it so much more fun to get involved with the school. Seeing everybody dress up for the dress-up days and have fun made things easier to settle in. Next came sophomore year. Things got easier to settle in, and we started to get more comfortable. Some of us were finally able to get our permits and begin to drive. And classes started getting more challenging to prepare us for junior year. The sophomore mentality, which I can agree with, was pretty much, psh, at least we're not freshmen, even though we were freshmen like a couple months ago. Partly to blame for the bad attitude was going through puberty and getting facial acne no matter what Korean skincare routine you followed. As sophomores, we began to understand where we wanted to be in school and found a couple friends to be with. It became easier to find where to sit during lunch and who we were going to walk with to the next class. We got closer to our junior class, the class above us, and everything got just a bit easier than freshman year. Junior year was the start of stage 1 senioritis. We still had AP and SAT tests, so we persevered and let the storm carry us home. Our friends got so much closer, and we reached the halfway mark of our high school life. We finally caught a glimpse of what it was into the future. And we began to decide what we wanted to do in our lives and started to make moves for it. This year, we weren't entirely prepared for senior year, and that seeing our friends graduate was honestly kind of scary. We saw them move on to the next thing. It was just kind of hard to accept that we were next. Fast forward to now, to this speech, to today. We have reached the end of this part in our lives, and senior year probably had to be one of the hardest, for me at least. Senior year, we had all shook up go to Theater Fest. Our district was one of the top 3 in all of Illinois. The amazing special ed basketball game, just to name a few things that made senior year so great. We were also finalizing our decisions in life, like going to college or heading straight to work, or maybe starting our own business. Making up to this point in our lives so that we survived school threats, people fighting each other, and pictures of genitalia in our emails when we were just trying to complete a paper. That was bad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask anybody. But everything that has happened to us was an experience. We all learned lessons from each and every year of high school, and now that I look back, all of it was just kind of a blur. It seemed like freshman year was yesterday, and to be completely honest, I wouldn't mind going back again, to start over and to try harder in school. But time only moves in one direction, and we are all here to witness it. It is up to us to make it all worthwhile. There's a text in The Search for Everlasting Life from Gilgamesh where it says, "You will never find the eternal life that you seek. When the gods created mankind, they also created death, and they held back eternal life for themselves alone. Humans are born, they live, then they die. This is the order that the gods have decreed. But until the end comes, enjoy your life. Spend it in happiness, not despair. Savor your food, make each of your days a delight. Bathe and anoint yourself. Wear bright clothes that are sparkling clean. Let music and dancing fill your house. Love the child who holds you by the hand, and give your wife pleasure in your embrace. That is the best way for a man to live." I'll live by that passage. It's the true meaning of YOLO. We should appreciate the things we have now and not take things for granted. To the incoming freshmen in the crowd, I urge you guys to get involved in high school because for me, that was my biggest regret. Make these 4 years memorable. Make these 4 years a great part of your life. And for my fellow graduates, hit me up, I guess, maybe on Twitter. I don't know, I'll probably see you guys at Jewel anyway. Our lives truly are a story being written each day without us knowing it. Because in this world, when you look forward, it is the future. When you look back, it becomes a memory. But when you look all around you, it's the present. So don't let a single day go to waste. Thank you, class of 2018. Thank you.
I apologize that I'm not on the program. I told Mr. Klett that I think commencement speakers are becoming extinct. And as somebody explained to me the other day, they were on a bus heading out to Dinosaur National Park in Utah, and the bus guide pulled them off to the side of the road and said, "You can see some footprints of dinosaurs right here." And one of the people at the front of the bus said, "No wonder they're extinct, they're right next to the highway." So, parents, friends, faculty, and members of the graduating class of 2018, on behalf of the Board of Education of School District 118, I would like to welcome you to the 102nd commencement of Wauconda High School. First, I would like to convey my congratulations to the WHS class of 2018. What you have accomplished these last 4 years can be a springboard that will lead to amazing places. I would also like to take this time to thank your parents, grandparents, and anyone else in your extended family who is responsible for helping you get to this day. All of us on the Board of Education have strong feelings about the importance of our commitment to young people, and we thank you for all you have meant to these graduates. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff members of District 118. I'm very proud of our teaching staff and all those who contribute to the success of our students. I firmly believe that you make a lasting difference in the lives of young people that extends well beyond their time with you. Class of 2018, I would like to talk to you about connections. Now, when a person my age talks to a person of your age about connections, most of the time we're complaining about how much time you spend on your cell phone and the fact that we don't see you making connections with those around you. Just this last week, however, I saw a photo taken on the Metro train to Chicago, taken 40 years ago, I would guess, from the clothing being worn. It showed an entire trainload of passengers, each with their newspapers open, ignoring the people around them. Things really don't change. And when my generation was your age, our parents complained about how much TV we watched. But when I said I wanted to talk to you about connections, I meant the connections you have already made and that I hope you will continue to make as you get older. The connections I'm talking about are often made with people we have never met. And to explain this, I would like to tell you a story. It's not always a good story, but it does have a happy ending. The story is about a 10-year-old boy named Lev Golinkin who lived in the Ukraine and Eastern Europe in the 1980s when it was still part of the USSR. Lev's family was Jewish. His mother worked at a medical clinic. His father was an engineer. The life of a Jew in Ukraine was not a good one. Like members of many other religions, they were persecuted, with priests and rabbis often being arrested. Periodically, in response to protests and human rights complaints from Europe and from the United States, the Soviet Union would allow a certain number of Jews to leave the country. Such an announcement came in 1989. Excuse me, the Golinkins completed the required paperwork and told that they could leave at the end of December. Lev and his older sister, his mother and his father, and his grandmother were allowed to cross the border into Austria with the equivalent of $650, 2 suitcases each, and 1 piece of jewelry, nothing of value. At the border crossing, Soviet guards searched them and went through their suitcases and arbitrarily removed items just for the fun of it. Finally, they were released into Austria. They had no paperwork. Their passports and official papers, such as employment records and college transcripts, had been destroyed. They did not have enough money to live on while they waited to be given permission to move on to the United States. As their cash ran out, they had to rely on a refugee aid station in Vienna for assistance. When 10-year-old Lev was brought to the aid station to look for clothing, he had been in Austria for some time. In a small back room, he found a donated box of children's winter coats. And for the first time in 2 months, he was truly warm. He found shoes that fit, a hat and gloves, all given by families that felt a desire to help refugees in need. Eventually, his family is sponsored by families in West Lafayette, Indiana, and the Golinkins move on to their new home. Lev decided 20 years later, when he was 30, that he wanted to write a book about his experiences as a refugee. He went back to Austria and was surprised to find the refugee aid station was still open. In fact, the number of refugees they dealt with had grown over the years as people fled from war-torn countries all over Eastern Europe. He went inside but couldn't find the little room he had been in before. A worker showed him that one room was blocked by racks of clothing. They moved the clothing, and there was the small room he remembered. "What was in here," his guide asked, "that you would remember this room so well?" "Children's coats," he answers. "Do you remember that coat?" And Lev answers, "I have nothing else to remember." He has no pictures with his extended family or friends, no mementos to remind himself of his childhood. Those were all left behind or taken by the guards at the border. He has no evidence at all of his life before coming to America. Think of that. No school papers, no sports trophies, no presents from his grandparents. Just the winter coat from the small room in the back that was given to a 10-year-old boy. The winter coat that was donated to the refugee aid station by someone who thought it might do some good. Here is a connection that cannot be overstated. The person who dropped off the winter coat made a connection with a 10-year-old boy that he still remembers vividly 20 years later. Did the giver understand the impact of the gift? Do you understand the impact when you do the same thing? When you raised over $2,300 and donated over 4,800 food items as the students in this school district did this winter. When you donated your time and talents to be a best buddy. When you cook and serve free meals for the community once a month. When you operate a life-saving blood drive 4 times a year. When you sing and entertain our friends at the Island Lake Senior Center. When you volunteer for the Adopt a Highway program to keep the community clean. Do you understand the connection you are making with people you don't even know? Russian author Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who himself spent time in a forced labor camp for speaking out against Soviet policies, wrote, "How could you expect a person who is warm to understand what it means to be cold?" He is not talking about the cold you feel when you run out to the driveway on a January morning to get a newspaper. He is talking about the cold you feel when you don't have the resources to buy your 10-year-old son a winter coat. During your years in District 118, you have begun the challenge of understanding what it means to be cold. As you move on from here, I hope you will embrace every opportunity to act on that understanding, to make a connection with someone you may never meet. You may end up in a job like the people that Lev met at the refugee aid station in Vienna. There are hundreds of nonprofit organizations around Chicago that exist solely to serve the needs of people who are struggling, from large organizations like United Way and Red Cross to smaller but no less valuable organizations like the Wauconda Island Lake Food Pantry and the Lions Club. Or you may just end up in a position to write a check or donate a coat or in some way extend a caring, compassionate hand to someone who needs help. Somewhere out there, there's a young girl or boy who will remember that you took the time to make a connection with them. Please continue to make these connections as you move beyond high school. Thank you for listening, and congratulations on taking the next step in your life journey.
Good afternoon, and welcome families, friends, faculty, staff, and graduates. My name is Christine Kripieski, and it has been my privilege to serve as the senior class sponsor this year. To the families, this day may be about celebrating your students' graduation, but their success is your success as well. For the past 18 years, you've seen them through all of their ups and downs. You've been there to lend a helping hand, to push and challenge, to help with homework, to cheer them on, and ultimately, they've made it. As we watch them walk across the stage today, we hope we have prepared them to take on the world. To the graduates, a high school diploma is a wonderful tool in this world, one that opens many doors of opportunity for anyone who is lucky enough to have one. But graduation is not an end goal in itself. It is instead a part of the larger journey of life. Wherever your future takes you, let it take you somewhere. Life is a journey, and all the accomplishments you achieve during its course should be taken as starting points for further achievements. Your graduation should serve as such a launching point, projecting you to wherever your futures are meant to take you, whether you land yourselves a career, take up a trade, or continue your education at college or vocational technical school. My point, no matter where you go or what you do, there are challenges ahead. What I'm asking from each of you is to meet those challenges straight on, with your head held high and your heart wide open. It's not enough to simply try to get by in life. That doesn't move the world forward. You must try to excel in everything you do. Strive for excellence in every task, large or small. Although it may not be easy to see, every accomplishment you achieve is added to the world's accomplishments. Your individual successes benefit society as a whole because when you succeed, you lighten the burden on your fellow man. When you succeed, you are in a position to give rather than take. Imagine if every individual lived up to his or her own potential. Think about how amazing that would be and how much better off the world would be. Well, I may not have the power to inspire the entire world to strive for success, but you do have the power to achieve it for yourselves. My challenge to each of you is to do all that you can to reach your full potential. If each of the 300 students in this graduating class is able to do just that, imagine the effect that would have. The future is truly in your hands, so make the most of it. Congratulations, class of 2018. Your first goal achieved.
At this time, Mr. Armstrong, President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Bianco, Vice President of the Board of Education, Mr. Farian, Secretary of the Board, Mr. Swanson, Mrs. McHugh, Mr. Stein, Mr. Patterson, and Dr. Cole, Superintendent. I would like to certify to you and the rest of the audience the seniors before you have met the requirements for graduation from Wauconda High School. At this time, would the class of 2018 please prepare for the awarding of diplomas.
Jubal Perez.
Brianna Livizet.
Samantha Bianco.
Nels Benson.
Chloe Cardaris.
Alyssa Trafford.
Ellison Flackus.
Alona Kamenina.
Brock Glavy.
Emily Pickering.
Brian Hackman.
Eric Rocco.
Sarah Hackman.
Gisarella Villarreal.
Haley Hauscher.
Casey Morris.
Nathaniel Kantorski.
Nicole Powers.
Madison Jensen.
Olivia Grimm.
Sabrina Jerzinson.
Savannah Jennings.
Sposmai Khan.
Victoria Maves.
Katrina Nishioka.
Vivian Kosi.
Mickey Landvik.
Matthew Hersey.
Claire O'Brien.
Emily Stanley.
Matthew O'Brien.
Noah Kent.
Thomas O'Brien.
George Acosta.
Trevor Schutz.
Oscar Acosta.
Emma Grace Spurley.
Darlin Alarcon Ortega.
Zoe Turnbull.
Henry Alarcon Ortega.
Natasha Walkowitz.
Jeremy Antozek.
Emily Washer.
Alexander Arce.
Savannah Watkins.
Lilia Ariano.
Jacob Whitson.
Ashley Avitia.
Skylar Wilsey.
Sean Atwater.
Kelly Weller.
Catherine Backman.
Mackenzie Winkle.
Jenna Bears.
Nina Bashal.
Justin Batitang.
Shauna Weber.
Frank Baez.
Jake Barr.
Rosalinda Bayo.
Olivia Batson.
Max Berthold.
Nathan Balin.
Paul Bonilla.
Amy Benitez.
Nicholas Buddha.
Rena Byers.
Courtney Bukowski.
Emily Briscoe.
Rebecca Buss.
Edward Busan.
Nancy Camarago Medina.
Jacob Burkhardt.
Alexander Casebolt.
Hannah Cahill.
Catherine Castillo.
Nicole Carrazas.
Cliff Chantry.
Caitlin Casper.
Haley Christoph.
Anna Cerro Blanco.
Rafael Consalvo.
Courtney Chase.
Andrew Katsiomaitis.
Michael Cieslak DeGrosse.
Delaney Cummings.
Megan Cross.
Destiny De La Roca.
Connor Cruz.
Elise Deaver.
Emily Darnell.
Rachel DeNovo.
Drake De La Torre.
Alexis Diaz.
Samantha Decker.
Haley Debus.
Jared DeWise.
Jennifer Dominguez.
Angelica Diaz.
Salvador Duenas.
Marissa Dorr.
Brooklyn Elliott.
Jacob Dubach.
Scarlett Escobar.
Jesus Duran.
Zachary Finn.
Alexis Ellerman.
Kent Flood.
Isabel Esquivel.
Kimberly Flores.
Katie Flamini.
Asia Fox Mayhew.
Guadalupe Flores.
Christopher Fox.
Jacqueline Fulmeister.
Ivan Galicia.
Adam Fox.
Joanna Garcia.
Quinn Freeman.
Jacob Gick.
Christian Garcia.
Emily Gilhooly.
Ryan Gertz.
Evelyn Gonzalez.
Katie Geaver.
Shannon Grobelny.
Annika Ginta.
Ryan Gunther.
Chloe Grotehouse.
Anastasia Gustafson.
Joseph Groot.
Jesus Castillo Hernandez.
Odalis Guerrero.
Claire Hansen.
Zachary Guzzi.
Eric Heinzinger.
James Hannon.
Jocelyn Hernandez.
Jake Harmon.
Victor Hernandez.
Eric Hernandez.
Connor Hager.
Sarai Hernandez.
Kenneth Houston.
Justin Hinkledye.
Daniel Ivanov.
Tariq Hopkins.
Felipe James.
Kamaya Hayes.
Ethan Jankowski.
Natalie Jacoby.
Orion Keene.
Giovanni Jaimes.
Brandon Kelsey.
Quentin Janney.
Sophia Kwaja.
Garrett Kalanick.
Aaron Kuntz.
Vanessa Kay.
Leo Kurbatoff.
Jordan Cal.
Megan Lair.
Samuel Kolodowski.
James Lauber.
Michaela Kimball.
Lauren Lehner.
Tristan Kraft.
Georgia Leineberg.
Maya Kurz.
Isabella Stein.
Natalie Lamar.
Mackenzie Mayshon.
Natalie Leach.
Sierra Macias.
Anna Lichty.
Christopher Malon.
Anne-Marie Lester.
Marcel Mara.
Evan Lung.
Luis Martinez.
Lexi Lurie.
Savannah Mastro.
Adam Malinowski.
Alyssa McCarthy.
Christina Manzukis.
Michael McDonough.
Carter Prudhomme.
Monique Medina.
Amanda Mason.
Sandra Mendez.
Annalise Mays.
Jose Mendoza Gomez.
Keegan McChristian.
Uriel Mercado.
Jarrett McGraw.
Luis Munoz.
Maribel Mendez.
Kelly Miner.
Cynthia Mendoza.
Kamari Motley.
Lisette Miraz.
Remy Mueller.
Lindsay Mercado.
Micah Nuda.
Kyle Meyer.
Hendry Nevsky.
Melanie Meyer.
Matthew Nolan.
Grenake Mocha.
Christopher Ochoa.
Jake Motley.
Anna Ortiz Mandujano.
Raymond Nellis.
Marilio Pacheco.
Andre Nevsky.
Kason Pate.
Andrew Nolan.
Elise Rose Petralia.
Nicholas Novak.
Austin Pulaski.
Summer Olson.
Maxwell Paduk.
James Ott.
Alyssa Palavin.
Yaritza Pasillas.
Austin Pointer.
Daniela Pavone.
Daniel Pulio.
Salvatore Piccolo.
Benito Quiroz.
Catherine Pizarro.
Samuel Raisman.
Kayla Poland.
Gabriela Reyes.
Allison Pope.
Jocelyn Rivera.
Michaela Prosi.
Andrew Sacamino.
Michael Pulio.
Ricardo Salgado.
Valeria Ramirez.
Tristan Standers.
Jillian Raycheck.
Nicole Saylor.
Faith Rydell.
Joseph Schmidt.
James Rustman.
Eleanor Schuett.
Jane Sakowitz.
Ozzy Segura.
Joyce Salisbury.
Adam Schrader.
Samantha Sasson.
Chase Smith.
Owen Schlicker.
Azucena Sotelo.
Madison Schneider.
Daniel Sperling.
Leslie Segovia.
Austin Stanek.
Nicholas Seminaro.
Alex Teal.
Benjamin Skinger.
Angelina Tovar.
Monica Sosa.
Alejandro Trujillo Graciano.
Luis Soto.
Brendan Tully.
Joshua Sandoval.
Timothy Turpin.
Mason Tulungan.
Alexis Valdez.
Bryson Toma.
Julie Vargas.
Brian Trelstad.
Noah Viner.
Joseph Tulawhite.
Ryan Vogler.
Eric Turner.
Annie Wilninski.
Kylie Tordzik.
Marcus Williams.
Michael Valdez Armas.
Kyle Woolley.
Isaac Mael Velasquez.
Amber Younce.
Miriam Vivacano.
Mackenzie Zahner.
Amber Weidenbach. Cassandra Wendt. Kayla Wisniewski. Nicole Yaroslavsky. Marina Zamudio. Kaylee Zukowski.
Will the class of 2018 please rise? Please move your tassels to the right to signify your graduation from Wauconda High School. Congratulations. At this time, will our junior ushers please come forward to prepare for the recessional?